Привет, дорогой зритель, с тобой Ватсон. Мы продолжаем играть в игру Noire. Отдел поджогов, прогулка по Елисейским полям. Поджигатель оригами. Блин, это все тот же поджигатель, а? Я помню его из предыдущей серии.
House fire. Bad one. At least 4 Vicks. Get out there and find out what you can. The address is 650 North Hobart.
Это ж чувак, наверное, на которого хотели повесить дело. Ну, то есть, который все время около пожаров крутится. Ну, это да. Фелпс, ты иногда можешь отталкивать людей, а вот сейчас почему-то не можешь. Ты чего? Сломали твою силу воли?
I got a call back for that Universal Chorus line.
You drive.
You're behind the wheel.
Where to? А, нет, отвезет.
You hear about Rancho Escondido?
Are we having a conversation, Biggs?
Okay, fuck it. Forget
I'm teasing you, Herschel. Tell me about it.
The new housing development's a couple of weeks from completion. Burned to the ground last night. GIs are ready to move in this weekend. Developer's gonna have some very angry customers.
You guys better see this. I hope you have strong stomachs.
Бля. Надеюсь, ребят, вы тоже не слишком плотно завтракали.
Do you have a name? Morelli, Mike. We recovered a picture of the family. Okay. Anything else? To be honest, I just got here, Phelps. Best you talk to Lynch. He's the expert. Doesn't make any sense. Why aren't they scattered around like the rest of the debris?
I think they've been moved.
Ooh.
I think someone moved them after the explosion and before the fire.
Can you explain that, please?
I'm almost positive the cause of death is asphyxiation due to gas inhalation. Look at the parts of their bodies that aren't scorched. The coloring around the fingertips is typical.
They wouldn't have felt a thing.
I think the fire damage is post-mortem. I think someone moved them into this room after the explosion.
It still doesn't make any sense. Why would you run into a burning building?
What are they doing?
Prayer effect is from the fire. The muscles and tendons contract.
Да.
You ever think about how many people have died in this world? And how big heaven would have to be to accommodate them, Biggs? Find anything interesting?
No, I have not. Show some respect.
Прояви, говорит, немного уважения.
It's our boy. I think he watches the fires. I think the Sawyer fire went wrong.
So what about the guy we have in jail, Phelps?
We got the wrong guy.
That doesn't explain why he ran into a burning building. What would make anyone do that?
Guilt.
For the fires?
For his mistake. This guy wants to burn houses, not families. He expects the houses to be empty. He was trying to redeem himself. He probably thought they'd be happier together.
You are one very disturbed individual, Phelps. I know you had it rough lately, but you should start to compartmentalize your thoughts.
He could be right. Can you come up with an alternative
I'm
explanation?
sure it's the same guy.
Are you telling me that some son of a bitch murdered these people, the whole family, and arranged them here like Cupid dolls?
Might fit, Cole, but I don't think we could ever prove it.
Бля, это
There's
жутко.
very little evidence.
Evidence?
Albert, check out the hot water system. Make sure we're dealing with the same MO.
Sure, Phelps. I'll get back to you.
Leave the rest to us, Cole. You better find out what's eating Biggs.
Nope.
Фонарик.
Junk.
Да. Блин, дело-то интересное получается.
Seems irrelevant.
Кукла вон. Хм. Херь какая-то.
This is the flashpoint. The heater detonated with enough force to expose the foundations.
А я это думаю, еще сферик разглядывать буду. О, это же душ. Ладно, хоть что-то здесь мы нашли. Пошли обратно. Мы с этим местом закончили, кстати. Надо посмотреть. Нет, не закончили. На второй этаж тут подняться нельзя, очевидно. Здесь был. Дальше не пройти. Уходим. Эй, напарник, ты в порядке, а? Давай, успокойся.
So something finally got to you.
You want my help, pretty boy? You got it. You keep riding me and you won't be pretty much longer.
We can get this guy, Herschel.
You think you've seen everything, Phelps? I was with the 2nd Marines at Bella Wood. The things that went on in that farmhouse. My own guys on fire, screaming for a way out. You're not gonna get this guy. There's gonna be no photos and no citations. We're gonna kill this miserable fuck. End of story. You getting this?
Слушай, ладно, ладно. Ты только не
Do you
нервничай.
remember the list from the travel agent?
Sure.
The Morellis were winners too. Their name was on that list.
Christ. We should take a look around, work the neighbors, see what they know. I'll go across the street.
Okay, I'll try this side.
I haven't done this for years.
Черт.
I knew it was a
Этот
You
коп
don't look
нравится
like
мне
a
больше
fireman,
остальных
son.
теперь. Чего? Опа.
Someone was keeping watch. Looks like they were here for quite a while. Brand looks distinctive. Whoever he was wearing boondockers. I would know that imprint anywhere.
Сэр. Кто-нибудь стоял рядом с вашим домом, смотря на
LAPD.
пожар?
Can you tell me anything about the fire next door?
Terrible luck. Imagine after having won that weekend away.
What's your name, sir?
Foreman. Dudley Foreman.
Did you see or hear anything that might have...
Look, we were asleep when we heard the explosion.
Так, бровь.
You didn't like Morelli, did you?
Some neighbors you get along with, some you don't. Guess they should have sold up.
What do you mean?
They're knocking down all these old houses and building a new subdivision for GIs. Morelli was being difficult.
Военнослужащих?
Did you see anyone hanging around the Morelli's home prior to the explosion?
Nope. Can't say as I was looking out, though.
Ну как ты можешь этого не знать? На твоем участке же. Что, мне кажется, он что-то не договаривает. Ну, давай попробуем.
You sure, Mr. Foreman? There are signs of someone hanging around over there by the fence.
Hey, now that you come to think of it, there was a guy. Kind of tall. Skinny, though.
Anything else?
Orange lumber jacket, beat-up hat, and no hair. I thought he was the
Лысый в
pest
шляпе.
exterminator guy who was working around here the last few days. But that guy had hair.
Как ты понял, что у него есть волосы, если он был в шляпе? В смысле, что у него нет волос? Ух, блять,
You
подозрительно.
said someone is knocking these houses down?
Elysian Fields. You must know them. They're billboards. That Monroe character beaming down at you. We've had an offer for the house.
Did the Morellis want to sell?
I don't know.
Что-то ты точно знаешь. Откуда, говорит, я знаю? Что-то ты знаешь. Точно.
Whatever you thought of Morelli, his whole family is dead. They couldn't have all deserved that. I want you to help me here, Foreman.
Morelli was pig-headed. He built the house himself. He didn't want to sell. Stubborn fool was ruining it for all of us.
You said the Morellis had won a weekend away to Catalina Island?
Yeah, that's right. First thing I thought after the explosion was, thank goodness they was away. Then I find out they was still in there.
Who was running the competition?
What? I don't know.
Походу и правда не знает.
You didn't enter yourself?
I'd already agreed to sell. The competition was an incentive for those who were still thinking about it.
Thanks for your time, Mr. Foreman.
Sure. Hey, if you're interested, I have one of those competition flyers in the kitchen. I could get it for you if you like.
That would be great.
Опа.
Any luck, Cole?
Оригами.
A couple of things. What did you pick up?
Folded piece of paper. Looks complicated.
Japanese call it origami. Can I take a look?
Sure.
Paper crane. There's a legend about them. You fold 1,000 of these and you get a wish.
Don't break it.
I'm not. I'm unfolding it. It looks like a waybill or a flyer.
For what?
Мы купим ваш старый дом уже сегодня, Леланд Монро. И лицо у него
For
такое...
Elysian Fields Developments.
Черт, так он же... А, ну тут, в принципе, вся мимика с актеров. Я просто сразу вспомнил вот это лицо. Есть один сериальный актер.
Oh, I see you already have one.
За Новую Калифорнию. Да.
When did the flyer arrive in your mailbox?
They've been arriving for weeks. This one was in the mailbox when I got home from work yesterday afternoon.
Ядрить, колотить, а? Это становится интересно.
I heard this is a triple homicide. Is that true?
Да, блять, у вас там на каждом углу трипл homicide, вы слышите. Постоянно это повторяют свидетели эти. О, это
I need an
зеваки.
address for a property developer. Elysian Fields Developments.
One moment, Detective. The address is 748 North Oxford Avenue, Wilshire. Anything else?
Messages, please.
You have a message. Contact Captain McKelty immediately.
Thanks. Can you put me through, operator?
Of course. Here you are.
Он, кстати, носит
Commander?
кольцо.
Leads on the Morelli fire.
We're about to go and visit Elysian Fields Developments.
You're about to do what? Leland Monroe? He's a personal friend of the mayor and the chief. Are you out of your mind? I'm warning you, Phelps.
Commander, we have a line of inquiry.
You have something, you bring it to me. You're hanging by a thread, Phelps. Do you understand?
Играет
Yes,
с огнем. Спасибо.
Have a report on my desk
Как это
today.
забавно звучит. А они поджоги устраивают.
Kelty has warned us off over Elysian.
Makes sense. It's a dead end. We should check out Rancho Escondido.
You know the place?
Sure. Corner of Fountain and Wilton. Let's go.
Хорошо. Ебучее
You drive.
начальство.
I need to
Посадить
go over
вас
the case
всех.
notes.
Пидорасы.
So where do you want to go?
Пожар в доме Морелли. Не понял. А я что, не нашел улику?
You think talking's cheap? Try hiring a lawyer.
Что ты пальчиками своими подрагиваешь? Может, нет, на самом деле, возможно. Нет, нет. Потрыгался, всего тут вот эти вот следы и окурки. Да, блин, а кто вам чинить дом будет? Пиздец, конечно. А, это лопатка. Пройтись надо хорошенько посмотреть. Может, я чего найду. Может быть, причину пожара... А, нет, причина пожара. Мы ее выяснили вот здесь вот. Ага. То, что я искал. Кто обслуживал? Реджинальд Варли. Хотел я его посадить в прошлом расследовании. Он посадил другого чувака.
Looks like the same model.
Со мной согласились, что да, мы его посадим, хороший кандидат. А этого, когда я сажал, мне сказали: ты что, с ума зашел? Шаткие улики и вообще нихуя на него нет. Угу. Но он, конечно, здесь ни при чем. Этот Реджинальд Варли. Посмотрим, что там у нас по местам. Все еще не закончено. О. Хм. Что я тут не нашел? О, бля. Смотрим сейчас. Еще разок посмотрим. Да, видел я этот труп. Вот он развалился. Но ведь я же уже смотрел на него. Все еще не все. После взрыва, но до пожара. Ладно. А я туда разве не ходил? А, газета. Блин. А я посмотрел, подумал, херня какая-то. Надо было подойти просто. Новостройки для ветеранов? Это ж те новостройки, на которые пустили средства от продажи морфина. Вот, бля.
How did you get my number, Ira?
At first I didn't understand you.
А вот и
But
он.
now I do.
I'd like you to come back to the clinic.
I'm helping other people now, Doctor.
I think you are confused. You haven't been to the clinic for weeks.
I'm not confused anymore, Doctor. I'm helping people be together.
This world is only temporary. We'll all be happier in heaven.
Why don't you tell me where you are and I can come to you? I think the fire should end now. They have served their purpose.
Oh, the fires are only beginning, Doctor. After the fires, everything will be beautiful and clean.
Everything will be erased. The world will be fresh and new.
I can see my purpose now, Doctor. And you helped me to find it.
Is somebody gonna tell us what the hell's going on?
Блядь, этот ебаный доктор, он причастен ко всему, что тут произошло. Вообще ко всему. Просто ко всему. Он вертится в этой среде этих ублюдков. И я почти посадил. Блядь, если бы все-таки не вмешался мой шеф тогда. Ладно. Так, посмотрим. Сюда мы не поедем. Мы поедем на ранчо. Ведь наш шеф сказал не трогать Элизиан Филдс. Он же друг шефа, полиции и мэра.
You can drive.
Shame about Chap. The arson desk has been trying to nail that son of a bitch for years.
He's still in custody, Herschel.
Want to bet? Fella kicked him loose already. Can't hold him for misdemeanor cigarettes and matches.
Да. Чего вы там пританцовываете, ребятки?
There are times when you really miss a nightstick. There's more religion in the end of a nightstick than in 100 cathedrals.
I'm not gonna tell you again, sir.
Don't tell me when and how I can come and go on my own property.
It is not
This is
safe,
America,
sir.
dickhead.
Now step back, or I'll lock you up for
Smart
a fray.
mouth son of a bitch.
Okay already. That's done it, Cole. We're gonna have to
Ну-ка
pass
нахуй.
these floor sets.
Ты на кого полез, бля?
I'm gonna beat you black and blue.
Пидорила. Ну давай, теперь ты. Давай.
Oh, you're going down.
Пидорила. Решили общественный порядок нарушить. Ну-ка
Good
присели.
thing you showed up when you did, detectives. Those folks were baying for blood.
Okay.
Они хотели попиздиться.
See if there's anything left to take a look.
Фуражку подними. Фуражку подними. Слушай, друже. Так, ладно. Мне придется допинать это тебя. Блять, это тяжело. Это тяжело. Ну. Ладно. Я не буду этого делать. И здесь великий, да? Ну давай.
Mortar is like dust. Is that normal in a fire?
You'd expect some shrinkage in the heat, but it looks like the cement barely adhered to the brick. Doesn't appear to be any wall ties either. This thing looks like it was built on the cheap.
Ага. Клево.
If we're paying a visit to Elysian and ruining my career, let's bite the bullet and get on with it.
Блин, мужик, ты реально готов на это? Ты согласен? Блин, ну это достойно уважения. А, музыка еще пропала. Знаете, расследовательная. Походу. А вот здесь она есть. Значит, улики надо искать только вот здесь. Ясно. Поехали. Что за звук? Ой, почва пизды. Поехали, поехали, Фелпс. Руини свою карьеру и карьеру своего напарника. Вперед.
Detectives Phelps and Biggs, LAPD, to see Leland Monroe.
Do you have an appointment?
We're the police, lady. We don't need an appointment.
Can I tell him what it's about?
It's an official investigation.
There are 2 police officers here to see Mr. Monroe.
Send them through.
And And that's our cue. Thanks, ma'am.
May I help you, gentlemen?
We would like to speak to Mr. Monroe.
I'm afraid it's impossible. Mr. Monroe's schedule is booked weeks in advance.
Cut to the chase, sister. Is he in?
I'm not at liberty to reveal that, officer.
So he hired you for your intelligence?
I find that offensive.
You have every right to.
This is getting us nowhere, miss.
Casino.
Would you like us to return with a warrant?
That won't be necessary, gentlemen. Come into my office.
Блять, это он. Охуеть.
You like a cigar? Drink, boys.
И
Sure, I'll
голос.
have a scotch.
Знаешь, такой
Biggs.
типа American entrepreneur, бля. Весь такой.
We're investigating a series of domestic fires, Mr. Monroe.
It's terrible, boys. How can I help?
Мне кажется, мы его просто нет, ну никак. Ничего не получится, он тертый калач.
Elysian Fields and Suburban Redevelopment Fund flyers keep turning up in the vicinity of the fires.
They're turning up all over town, boys. Can you imagine the current demand for housing?
So that's your explanation, Mr. Monroe? Coincidence?
Explanation? Why, what's to explain? I advertise on radio and billboards for buyers, and I advertise for sellers using waybills.
Сука. Немножко щечки потрясываются. Такой типа. Блядь, даже не знаю, что ему объяснять. Действительно, блядь.
We found a family burnt out in their home. Another house burned to the ground. Another Elysian Fields flyer. Our information is that they didn't want to sell.
Are you saying that's something to do with me? Is that your point?
Point is, every time we find a family barbecued, we find one of your flyers. Is that good advertising?
What do you know about a competition for families to win free vacations to Catalina Island?
My company runs many promotions. I'm not familiar with that one.
В смысле, ты же прям на ней нарисован, блять. Не можешь ты про нее не знать.
Level with me, Mr. Monroe. You know all about the vacation offers.
You can believe whatever you like, son. You're missing the vital ingredient called proof.
Необходимый ингредиент, названный доказательством. У нас где-то была реклама. Вот же она.
Your face is all over the flyers, Mr. Monroe. You know about the prizes, and you're aware that they get given to holdouts.
My face is the brand. It's on all our advertising. Did you know that the mayor and the chief of police are part of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund? Do you want to accuse them of murder as well?
Может, обвиним. Я бы посадил этих ублюдков.
We've made offers to buy houses in areas where fires have been recorded.
Are you suggesting that I'm burning people out of their homes so that I can sell them new ones?
What happens to your plans if a family like the Morellis refuses to sell?
We work around them. Business finds a way. That's the American way.
Come on, Mr. Monroe. You expect me to believe that you would build a new development
Я
with one
чувствую
of
себя,
those
как
old
будто я
piles smack bang in the center of it?
сапер.
Progress is an inexorable process, detective. Those who choose to stand in defiance are usually confined to the wastebasket of history. To answer your question, yes, we would build around them if we had to. Most people see sense.
What's Elysian Fields' involvement in Rancho Escondido?
One of our latest housing developments. It was due to open on the weekend, or was before the unfortunate conflagration.
It met with building code regulation.
Absolutely. Only the best for our returning heroes.
You're lying, Monroe. There's something out of kilter about that development.
Son, I've had enough of you and your fidgety friend. There's no way in hell you can prove that my materials were inferior.
I'm no expert, but I think we'll find that the bricks being used on those houses are undersized and the mortar is faulty.
And there's no wall ties connecting the masonry to the frame.
Every building is built to a budget, boys. Those buildings were inspected and fully insured by California Fire and Life. Investment of that magnitude demands it. Do you think that they'd vouch for the buildings without examining them? The arsonists, do you have any suspects?
We aren't at liberty to say.
I didn't think so. The contractors I use for waybills, do you suppose it could be any of them? I have a list of their names if it'd be of any help.
That would be very helpful, Mr. Monroe.
Glad to hear it. I'm always happy to help the LAPD. My secretary will provide you with that list. Did you know that I'm on the board of the police pension fund?
Glad to be of help, officers.
What's the story? Any of these names ring a bell?
Давид Эшворт, Фрион, Петро, Томас Стейфел. Или вот так вот можно. Нет. Майкл Молдун. Ага, Леон Петров. Сложно. Дэвид Эшфорд. Майкл Молдун. А вот это кто? Джозеф Брэдли? Не? Давай тыкать, я не знаю их.
Herbert Chapman is on this list.
Find the phone. We need to know where we're at with Chapman.
Это Чепмен.
He's only a writer, so he can't really help me.
The boss is a fine man.
Did you read about the woman who stabbed her husband and pushed him in front of the car? That's the cop that caught her.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
Phelps 1247.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Can you check whether we are still holding a Herbert Chapman?
Let me find out for you. He was released this morning, Detective. Damn. I'm sorry, Detective.
Not your fault. Can you give me a last known address and put out an APB on the guy?
I'll get back to you, Detective. APB will go out over KGPL shortly.
Thanks, ma'am.
Well, I love the chase till the minute I win it. A beautiful face till there's love for me in it. Give me your heart and baby I'll
Кто это там зашел? В модном пиджаке.
The things I love.
Buy me a drink, Cole? No. Not even for old time's sake?
Not even for that.
You're not gonna ask me why I'm here?
I wouldn't give you the pleasure. We'll get around to it.
She's in fine voice this evening. I wonder how the commander would feel
Save
about...
the threats for someone who cares about them, Roy.
You're breaking my heart, Cole. You know how I feel about you.
Да. Как колесники в своей карьере.
Stay away from Elysian Fields.
I should have known that you were playing errand boy.
You and your doofus partner. You have been warned.
Thanks for your cooperation, officer.
I love you.
Stay away. You have no idea the type of people that are involved in that company.
I have a pretty good idea, Roy. The same kind of people that sent you here.
Your investigation is finished. Homicide will be taking over from here. I've heard we've had a spate of grass fires in the hills that you and that hunchback might be able to handle. Thanks for the drink, Cole.
О, мне кажется, Фелпс просто однажды возьмет пистолет, а потом пристрелит их всех нахуй.
You? McKelty. He started making noises about my pension.
Sorry about that, Herschel. I didn't mean to drag you into this.
Save it, Phelps. Monroe's an asswipe. And so was Earl. And so was McKelty when it's all said and done.
KGPL calling car 11K,
11K, go ahead.
11K, the last known address of suspect Herbert Chapman is 650 North Kingsley Drive in Wilshire.
Roger that, KGPL. 11K en route.
Let's go pick him up.
Ну где это? Далеко от меня? Уилшир, ёб твою мать. Где же это? Ну и где это? Я не знаю, где это, поэтому ведешь ты, напарник.
Can you drive to this one?
All right. Where to?
Не так уж далеко, кстати. Да, ёкало мене. Давай. Нет. Нет. Долбанный клоун.
You
Фелпс,
drive.
давай.
I need to go over the case notes.
Все, поехали.
You fought at Sugarloaf, didn't you?
I did, but I don't like to talk about it.
You come across a guy called Jack Kelso out that way?
You know Jack Kelso?
He's an insurance investigator over at California Fire and Life. Our paths cross from time to time. For some reason, seeing you makes me think of him.
Has Jack spoken to you about his experiences on Sugarloaf? Or the rest of the campaign?
Jack keeps stum just like you do. I know what it feels like to get back from conflict. You gotta respect that.
We're looking for Herbert Chapman.
I'm looking for him too. I need him to move his car so I can mow the lawn.
He's definitely not here.
I've been banging on his door off and on for a couple of hours. Yeah, he's out somewhere. There's some
Let's
kind
take
of problem.
a look at the car.
Ну.
Let's see what he's hauling around.
Открывать будем? Да.
Motive, opportunity, and hard evidence.
Патроны. 50-го. А, 45-го. Понятно. Бронебойный, блять. Еще бездымный порох.
We should advise the APB. He's clearly armed.
Какой он вообще есть? Все, что надо, оказалось у него в машине, а?
Definitely gives him opportunity.
Hold it, Cole. There he is. It's Chapman. He's coming out of the laundromat. Shit. He's seen us.
Cops. Again.
Да ну.
Son of a bitch. He must have caught the trolley. We gotta move fast, Cole. I'll call this in. Get some cars dispatched. Car 11K calling KGPL.
Go ahead, 11K.
11K requesting assistance. In pursuit of suspect aboard the 1110 University
Подожди, но
streetcar.
ведь...
Currently heading east on Melrose Avenue. Advise all units. Suspect is in control of car and driving dangerously.
Roger, 11K. All units, officers need assistance on Melrose Avenue. A suspect aboard the 1110 University streetcar headed eastbound.
Это же не он ведет трамвай.
Suspect is in control of the streetcar and driving dangerously.
Почему водитель трамвая просто не остановит его?
Stay on his ass, Cole. Don't lose him. See if he can damage one of the wheels. Might act like a brake and slow the thing down. Hold him tight, Cole. As soon as he ditches the tram, we'll be there to grab him. Keep it on the road, God damn it! Get me closer to the driver's cabin. I'll plug Chapman. Look, Cole, the side plate's... End of the line, you little prick. Come on, Cole.
Почему я не мог его вырубить?
Looks like we have our man, Cole. Well done.
I'm not so sure. Chapman seemed to have his own agenda. There seems to be more to this than a personal vendetta.
What are you talking about?
The fires benefit Elysian in some way. I don't see Chapman and Monroe working together.
You have a point. The evidence is good for Chapman. Hard to be worrying about his side of the story when he's blasting away with that big 45.
Это правда. К сожалению.
Nice work, gentlemen. Put yourself at considerable risk stopping that trolley and probably saved a lot of lives. Anyone else but you, Phelps, and you'd be up for a bravery award. We've had our eyes on that slippery son of a bitch Chapman for as long as I can remember. I couldn't be happier than to wipe him off the scoreboard. I hope this puts to bed that crazy stuff you had going about Leland Monroe. What were you thinking, Phelps? We'll be calling Richard Nixon a crook next.
Бля, я посажу вас, ублюдки. Я вас посажу. А если не посажу, то пристрелю.
What is it?
A letter from Lou. His insurance policy named me beneficiary.
California Fire and Life. He worked for Elysian?
The roof that he was working on collapsed.
It's a very generous settlement.
Ах, блядь.
Elsa, I'd like you to do something for me. I think there's something
И это
dirty about
связано.
Elysian Fields.
What has that got to do with Lou?
I want you to reject this settlement. I want you to go and see an investigator named Jack Kelso and ask him to make some inquiries about Lou's case.
Isn't this police work?
Do you want to find out what happened to Lou?
Why would he help this Kelso?
Jack won't be able to help himself if he smells a rat.
He's a friend of yours?
He hates my guts. Elsa, you could take this money and let them get away with it, or we could get Jack's help and do something about it.
Why not be honest with this man, Cole? He deserves your honesty if you want his help.
Believe me, Elsa, I'd like to level with him. I really would, but it's too late. Years too late.
Это не единственная ошибка, которую Фелпс сделал в жизни, да? Идеально.